Welcome to the Well-Regulated Podcast. This is episode 21, I guess. Gonna try to have a good show for you guys tonight, although it's a little sad show. A well-known right-wing commentator, influencer, best known for his college debates, was assassinated today. That is Charlie Kirk. Now, I didn't necessarily agree with what everything that Charlie had to say. You know, nobody agrees with everybody exactly 100%, you know? But he was definitely a big influence on kind of like my political journey to where I am now. And the whole situation is pretty sad, pretty messed up. And it was pretty rough. So I was on my lunch break, and just me, was getting ready to watch another show. And in the comments, they were saying, are they going to talk about Charlie Kirk getting shot? I was like, what? So the show started shortly after, and they came on and they said, we're not doing our show. Charlie Kirk has been shot, pray for him and all that. So I went to X, and, a lot of videos were getting posted, mostly from the faraway angle, and it looked pretty rough. And then there was the close-up angle, and I was kind of in like I was kind of in denial, about. I knew right away that just from seeing that he wasn't going to make it. And, I just didn't want to believe that. So, definitely pretty interesting. So, I was pretty shaken, as was a lot of people, we see too much of this, like, political violence, you know what I mean? And it's only coming from one side, and it's pretty crazy. So right now there's not too much information out. The FBI director Kash Patel has put out a few updates where they caught the guy, then they didn't catch the guy, and then they caught the guy, and then they didn't catch the guy. So it's been very up and down for a lot of people. There's a lot of like weird stuff coming out already about, like, there's this like certain like he's like an evangelical like preacher. He came out and put a video out on Facebook claiming that he knew or could confirm like that he died 20 minutes after he was shot, but the American media didn't report it for, an hour or longer after. And it's really interesting. Like, I'll see if I can find the video if I feel up for it. But even he's like this, the Zionist, like, Christian pastor, minister, or whatever you call him. And he was like, when he said it, you could tell even he was like, that's kind of weird. There's another account that put some stuff out. To be specific, they said, yesterday, Charlie Kirk is coming to my school. I wish somebody would vaporize him for real. And then right under it posted something to the effect of like, tomorrow should be interesting or something like that. So I hope that kind of stuff gets looked into. But yeah, Charlie Kirk, he was I mean, he was a good dude. Like all he wanted to do was talk to people and debate people, and he was assassinated for that. They were who's they though? The whoever took him out, it seems to be, well, let's put it this way. A lot of people who lean left politically are celebrating this, and the reason they resort to that sort of political violence is because they cannot beat him in a debate, or wouldn't even want to debate him. Just say he's a Nazi. Oh, he's a white Christian. He's a Republican. He's a Nazi. I don't platform Nazis. That's what they always say, right? I don't platform them. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with that, but it's been a crazy day. I've had a lot of like different feelings, you know. It's been pretty interesting. I don't know. The most interesting part was when I got home from work today and I saw my son. Like, all I could do was just give him a hug and not let him go. All right. Neil McKenzie says, look up K-Gun 9 Tucson News. All right. Popped up right away. All right, hold on. All right, here we go. What should we look at? Oh, I really appreciated what the governor put out. Let's listen to that. That was a pretty good statement. He was straight to the point. We're gonna probably have to watch an ad real quick. Yeah. He didn't deserve what he got, man. All he wanted to do was talk to people and have discourse and try to change people's minds, and they couldn't handle it. That's where I was going. The people on the left, man, the people who were celebrating it, they couldn't handle it. They couldn't use their words, you know, so they had to resort to violence. All right, here we go.
Welcome back to Scripps News. Let's go out to Utah, where officials are briefing the media on the shooting death of Charlie Kirk.
Political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot at an event at the Utah Valley University.
Before I go on, I've seen this, so I know what they're going to say. So just a little bit, but I just think it's crazy. He had an event with 3,000 people, and there were only 9 police officers. 6 or 9, I forget. It was one of the two, but they only had 6 or 9 police officers assigned. That's just ridiculous.
He was taken by private vehicle to Timpanogos Hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has...
So another odd thing was this guy, George Zinn, seemed to serve as some sort of distraction while the real shooter got away. He was claiming to be, you know, the shooter for all intensive purposes. He was saying it was him and shoot him. And in the video, when the cops like dragging him away, he's saying like, you know, it was me or whatever. And the cops like, no, we don't know if it's him. Like, this guy's wigging out.
Been booked in the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest, This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual. This is a tragic moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who is struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake field office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone.
All right, I'm going to kind of skip it ahead.
If anyone has
been communicating with, and she's on her way back, say that I'm doing that UVU is a place to.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
All right, here we go. Here we go. This is the governor.
And tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day.
You might have to crank your audio up a little bit. I'm trying to boost it on my end, but I know it's kind of like lower.
Day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating.
It is.
250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now, to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. and we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah. Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our hearts are broken. We mourn with his wife, his children, his family, his friends. We mourn as a nation. If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American. We desperately need our country. We desperately need leaders in our country. But more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be. To ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years has wrought on us? I pray that that's not the case. I pray that those who hated what Charlie Kirk stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans. With that, we're happy to take a few questions.
The FBI.
So, some powerful words from the governor. I don't know who he is, but I'd vote for him. He seems like a pretty wise and level-headed guy. Now, he said some stuff that's, sounds pretty unifying. And, he said that he wished, the people who hate Charlie Kirk would put down their social media and, stop talking and pray. But the sad truth is that they won't. They're actually doing the opposite, and they're celebrating that. They're celebrating this assassination. And the sad part is when this assassin is caught, if he is caught, they are going to turn him into a millionaire overnight. They're going to fundraise for him. He's going to be on shirts. Who's they, though? The left. They celebrate, these things. They celebrated the Trump assassins or would-be assassins. They celebrated Luigi Mangione, this is not going to be any different. I saw two things this week that messed me up, and I think those two things this week have radicalized a lot of people, and it's definitely changed my way of thinking and my way of approaching life and situations, I suppose. But it's not fair. He was taken too early. He was a threat, and he was a threat to normal people. This new guy at work, he is just a normie, just a normal guy. And, I showed my mom, I told her, I was like, holy shit, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And, we told him, and he was even taken aback, and he was like, I have these friends on social media, and they're like, they're essentially celebrating this. And I was like, man, that's pretty messed up. And he was like, yeah, it is. And he's just a normal guy, and he knows about Charlie Kirk. A random lady from corporate knew who Charlie Kirk was. Like, he spoke to the normal people, and that was the threat. Like, of course he had like specific opinions about specific things that not everybody agrees with, and it is what it is. Nobody does. I don't. And he still got through to the normies. You know why? Because he was willing to sit across the table from you and talk it out. Who knows? You might change his mind. That's the crazy thing about discourse and conversation. But that was taken from us. So things will be different. Like in general. I'm not saying I'm going to do anything crazy or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, in general, things will be different in the country. Trump put out something where he, pretty much just, well, let's listen to it if I can find it. Donald Trump. He spoke about Charlie Kirk, and it was, well, let's just listen to it.
And anger at the heinous
Start over.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith. And we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory, may God watch over his family, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. Like, my whole life I've been told just the regular stuff I believe in is like, you know, the same as being a Nazi, like being pro family, pro gun, pro, you know, free speech, pro America. Like, I'm a Nazi because of that, because I don't want crime in my neighborhood. I'm a Nazi, you know what I mean? So be it. It's so stupid. Like, they demonized him. All he wanted to do was have conversations with people, try to change people's minds, maybe have somebody change his, and he's a Nazi for that, you know? It's just ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous, and I believe it's only going to get worse, you know? I think Rudyard Lynch, he was right. He was just early on his estimation, if you know what I'm talking about. Things are not looking good for the country right now, and hopefully things get better, but I think they're going to get worse before they get better. Man, those videos are just like burned in my brain, you know what I mean? And it's really fucked up because that guy, who's that guy? Charlie Kirk, he's never going to be able to see his wife and his kids again. And, you know, his beautiful family's never going to be able to see him again. Just because somebody was too afraid to go up and face him face to face and talk. Because he's, you know, because that's Nazi behavior. It's so fucking stupid. And they shot him for it. They shot him for it. It's like, I don't know. It seemed kind of like, seemed a little, I don't know. I don't want to get too conspiratorial, but it seems like it was a little too well done, if you know what I mean. It wasn't like the Trump kid. That kid was just sending lead down range. Boom, 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 boom. This was one precise shot, and then they bailed. There are all these videos of people on roofs, or a person on a roof running away. You got somebody from the college who came out and said, like, you know, he was shot from somebody at this location. Let's see if I can find it. Like 200 yards away from the stage. And it's like, wow, that's crazy. You knew exactly where they were already. But they have like a diagram. Let's see if I can find it. All right, here we go. Can I make this bigger? No, the picture doesn't get bigger. Well, anyway, I think he was speaking here. No, he was speaking over here, and the shot came from over here. And he was in like, you know, like one of those Greek style like stages where he's at the bottom and the crowd like goes up like an auditorium, I guess. Let's see. I thought there was a better one. Here we are. All right, so here's where they say the shooter was up here and Charlie was down over here. So I don't know what that first one was, but this is the real one. Boom, direct hit. Yeah, see, it's like the stairs and everything. Like the stage is down here and everybody's like looking down at him. It's wild. Wild stuff. I'm sad. A lot of people are sad. Like, this is just on a whole nother level. They took it to a whole nother level. We'll never see Charlie Kirk debate Nick Fuentes. That would have been a good one. Even he's been very gracious on this whole thing. I don't know if I have much more to say on this, but R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. I'll tell you, in death, you are going to do a lot more than you did in life. And you did a lot in your life. So, thank you for everything. Thank you for helping me along and helping a lot of other young people. Anyway. It's going to be crazy out there, guys, so remember to stay well regulated. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah.